And I know the 7-year-old and the 6-year-old are dressing a 3-year-old and they shouldn't have to. And I know a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old are probably tense because they're like, we got to watch our mom because our mom is using drugs and she's not here 100% of the time. And we got to make sure that we're all protected from our mom who won't stop using drugs, who continues. And the reason why we're here is we're here for a compliance hearing. This is not on the record. This is just me trying to get your attention.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are on deferred adjudication for abandoning a child with intent to return. Do you have an idea why you're here today?
For failing my drug test.
Yes. Why are you using drugs?
I have stopped using the drugs.
No, but why are you using drugs while you're on probation out of this court? Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am.
I mean, you can go there for 2 years. If you want to use drugs, you can. I don't think they'll allow you to grow drugs at the prison. But if you want to, I can send you to prison. And that way you won't have to follow the rules while you're on this probation. You can follow whatever rules they set for you at the prison. And some of those rules include not being able to take a bath, because I don't think they have bathtubs there. You don't get fabric softener on your laundry. My understanding is they put everybody's laundry together and you get what you get. So is that what you want?
No, ma'am.
And are your children with you?
Yes, ma'am.
They live with you?
Yes.
So what is the issue with a drugged up mom taking care of children? That's not good for children. So you want to explain that to me? Like, I'm trying to figure out what is your problem. For example, you know that I can send you to prison, but yet you continue to use drugs. You know you should be a better parent for your children, but yet you continue to use drugs. So I'm trying to figure out, why is this happening? Maybe you're a lost cause. I like to think of human beings as not being lost cause, but maybe at this point in your life, there's nothing I can do for you and you need to go to prison. So again, what is your issue? Why do you continue to use drugs while you're on probation? And I don't know why Child Protective Services is not involved, because somebody should not have children when they are using drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But you continue to do this. How old are you?
22.
And where are you using your drugs?
After work.
So instead of taking care of your children, you're using drugs. How old are your children?
7, 6, and 3.
So they know you're using drugs.
No, ma'am.
No, trust me. Your children know when their mom is high and they're not all there. And I guarantee you, the 6 and 7-year-old are taking care of the 3-year-old.
No, ma'am.
And they didn't buy into that. No, when you're drugged out of sleep, the 6 and 7-year-old have to take care of the 3-year-old. That's the way it is. And guess what? Your 6 and 7-year-old don't want to be a parent to a 3-year-old. That's not their child. They don't want to change that child's, I don't know if the child is still in diapers or not, but they don't want to feed the child. They shouldn't have to do any of that. That should be all on you, because you decided to have 3 children, 6, 7, and 3 at 22 years of age. And I don't know if you're using drugs to get away from your problems, but it's different when it's a problem not of your own making, but these are problems all of your own making. Abandoning your child, being on deferred adjudication out of this court, that's a problem of your own making. Nobody told you to do that. You did it. Using drugs, nobody told you to do that. You're doing that on your own. If the pressure is too much for you, then you should be going to parenting classes, which is what I ordered. Again, I don't know why Child Protective Services is not involved. I think that there should be a CPS worker liaison in every last one of these courts, because you are not fit to parent at this point in time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what we're going to do. Continue to test. If her levels go up, I want a motion to revoke file. And what that means, Ms. Hernandez, is police will pick you up wherever you may be, because a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest. It may be at your job. It may be at your home. In which case, when that happens, Child Protective Services is going to get called. So you're going to stop using drugs. Either you're going to stop using drugs at a facility, or either you're going to stop using drugs on your own. And I'm going to want field visits, random, 3 times a month. And I want a field visit at her house today so somebody can check on her children and see how they're doing. Because I know that the 7-year-old and 6-year-old are taking care of a 3-year-old, and they shouldn't have to. And I know that the 7-year-old and the 6-year-old are cooking breakfast for a 3-year-old, and they shouldn't have. And the 6-year-old are dressing a 3-year-old, and they shouldn't have to. And I know a 7-year-old and a 6-year-old are probably tense because they're like, we got to watch our mom because our mom is using drugs and she's not here 100% of the time. And we got to make sure that we're all protected from our mom who won't stop using drugs, who continues to make bad choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court is going to call 2020 CR 8599, State of Texas versus Victoria Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For the defense?
Kyle Simpson for Ms. Hernandez.
All right, and are you Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision, and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Victoria Irene Hernandez who was placed on deferred adjudication for the offense of abandonment or endangerment of a child with intent to return on January 4th, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the 26th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Victoria Irene Hernandez, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violated condition number 2, on or about the first day of September 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Victoria Irene Hernandez, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And we'll rate the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, did you understand by pleading true to violation of conditions 2 and 20, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 2, and 20?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violations of 2, and 20 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is to the agreement?
We ask that you find the violations true, that you continue, that you deny the state's motion, you continue the defendant on community supervision, that you amend the terms to include a referral to felony drug court, dual diagnosis outpatient treatment with BCCSCD, TAP outpatient treatment programs, weekly reporting, the drug patch, sober support meetings, and zero tolerance.
Is that the agreement, defense?
That is, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Hernandez is going to follow the agreement somewhat, but I need to know what your issues are so we can make sure that you're given everything you need to be successful on this deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
It would be positive.
All right. And what are you going to be positive for?
Marijuana.
All right. Is there a reason you won't stop using marijuana?
I think I've been having, like, I do smoke a lot, like when I get like stressed out and stuff, and realize that I should probably look into like seeing a psychiatrist to help me find better coping mechanisms to handle like my stress and anxiety with the work.
Have you started on your parenting classes?
Yes, ma'am, and I completed them.
All right. Who is helping you supervise your children? Or is it just you?
So Osiris, he lives with his father, and then I'll watch Osiris in the mornings while the dad is at work. But for the majority of the time, he's with the dad.
Okay. Well, here's the issue. Felony drug court is filled to capacity. Somebody needs to write their congressman, because I think it's a good program, and tell them they need more funding so they can have more probation officers, more treatment available. So they are filled to capacity right now. So this is what the court will do. I'm going to have to alter to amend your conditions to include no unsupervised contact with minors. So you can have contact with your child, but it just can't be unsupervised. I will consider changing that once she provides me with a negative UA, Mr. Simpson, then the court will consider changing that.
Okay.
The referral to felony drug court, they're going to put you on their waiting list. We're going to do sober meetings. I'm going to do intensive outpatient treatment with probation. If for some reason, Mr. Simpson, if you want to call over to felony drug court, see if there's any way possible they could perhaps find a position for her or a space for her, then she will be in felony drug court and they will set her conditions. But we're going to do sober meetings, intensive outpatient treatment with probation, and we'll do 90 meetings in 90 days. So that's 90 meetings in 90 days, either AA or NA meetings. And has there been an issue with you reporting to probation?
No.
So you've always reported?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so make sure you continue doing that. I don't want to put too much on you, but that's what you're going to need to do. And if are there any mental health issues, Ms. Hernandez, have you ever been diagnosed with anything?
I've been diagnosed with depression. I have PTSD and OCD.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll see if we can help with that. We'll do a MIC evaluation, and it's just to see maybe if you need to be on the mental health caseload, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
All right, court is going to call 2020 CR 8599, State of Texas versus Victoria Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record? Thank you. For the state defense.
Michael DeLeon for Ms. Hernandez.
And are you Ms. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Right. Are you the same Victoria Irene Hernandez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 8599 for the offense of abandoning a child with intent to return on January 4th, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violating condition number 13 on or about the 23rd day of April 2024 in Bear County, Texas. Defendant Victoria Irene Hernandez did then and there operate a motor vehicle without a valid Texas driver's license in violation of condition number 13.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
On the waiver of any violated conditions.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 13, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 13?
I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 13 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
So there's not.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
State's requesting revocation.
Defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, probation had made a recommendation to extend for 1 year placement Ms. Hernandez in a DDRF, followed by mixed supervision and a parenting class. And as the court could see, she was in felony drug court. DDRF was held in abeyance last time as an option, and she is motivated to go to DDRF, be successful in it. Apparently, the wait is only 3 to 6 weeks, and that's what we're asking the court to do.
All right, any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, I don't think you're a good candidate for probation. And let me just tell you why. Felony drug court is an intensive form of probation. I know that. But from reviewing the court summary, it's not as though felony drug court, you mess up one time or you make a bad choice one time that they say, oh, we're not going to deal with you anymore. And I'm looking here at the sanctions that they gave you over there. And let me just tell you how many sanctions they gave you, which means this is how many chances they gave you. You understand? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That's what you're coming to this court with. 36 times felony drug court was seeking to work with you. So you see where my mindset is? And do you understand why?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's the thing. I know a lot of people want to stay on probation. They do. Like nobody wants to go to prison. I don't take any joy in sending the people to prison. And everybody that I send to prison or everybody I place on probation, I actually do remember them. Even as a defense attorney, I had some clients who ended up in prison. Guess what? I still remember them and wondering how they're doing and hopefully they've changed their life. And it'll be the same with you. I just don't think you're a good candidate for probation. I think we tried. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to find 13 true. I'm going to revoke, find you guilty, and I'll sentence you under 1244. Does anybody want to state any objection to her being sentenced under 1244? All right, I'll sentence you under 1244. Let's talk about the time.
So I was going back and forth with the drug court personnel in this case. And there is some concern if she is given sentence JSAT.
Oh, it's not going to be JSAT.
Okay.
All right. And what was the concern though? Now you've piqued everyone's interest.
Judge, the reason why she was kicked out of drug court and so forth, they just don't think JSAT would be appropriate. And some other concerns in regards to her child.
Ah, all right. So what is the issue with the child?
From my understanding, there is a CPS open case for neglect and possible abuse. Not on me, on the father.
Okay.
There's an open case.
And state you're asking for revocation?
Correct, Your Honor.
So we are not opposed to revocation, but we are not with JSAT.
Okay. Well, I will tell you what. Your special needs child has saved you. And you are not saving your special needs child. So where is the child now?
He's with his father at the moment. The CPS case is on the father and the current girlfriend. And
So let me get this straight and correct me if I'm wrong. So you are saying that there's allegations of abuse and those allegations are abuse against the father who he's with?
yes, Your Honor. And the case has been open for about they opened one CPS case, my court did, because of the what they had found in my phone. And then the caseworker got in touch with
What did they
the
find?
father.
What did they find in your phone?
So they found that, so I had found out that my kid's father was locking my son in the room, and I wasn't aware, so later on, they said that it was because the autism doctor recommended that they lock the door at night, but I thought they were just locking my son in the room all day. And so that's what drug court found on my phone when they were going through our messages, was me getting mad at the dad about locking my son in the room. And so they called CPS for neglect. And then the dad got another CPS case because I believe the school called CPS for neglect as well.
All right. Any objection to somebody from drug court zooming in?
Objection.
All right, just have a seat. Drug court is going to zoom in so we can get to the bottom of what's going on. We're back on the record in 2020 CR 8599, State versus Victoria Hernandez.
Sorry.
Officer Garcia, what we're trying to discover is whether or not she should be revoked or whether or not I should send her to DDRF. What has transpired is there's been a mention of a child with special needs because I was inclined to sentence her to the Bexar County Jail under 1244 to 1 year. Can you tell us how she was doing? What have been the issues with her in the drug court, and what would be your recommendation for her?
Judge, Victoria was on my caseload the entire time that she was in felony drug court. As you saw in the court summary, we did work with her extensively every time there was a violation. We used progressive sanctions. We did have DDRF in abeyance, back on 9/20/2023. Instead of that, we went ahead and gave her the chance to do Alpha Home, which she did complete. However, she went right back to her old criminal thinking. People, places, the basics that we teach in felony drug court. We were working with her, and we happened to do a phone search only because there was another phone search done on another participant, kind of intertwined the two. And the only reason why we found out is like it fell into our lap. It wasn't something that we were looking for, and we had concerns again because of her special needs child. We do have another case against her in CPS. So the CPS case, there is one pending for the father of her child, and we do also have one for herself.
All right. Do you know, with regards to the case for herself, what is that about?
Because of what was found on her phone.
So what was found on her phone has absolutely nothing to do with the child's biological father?
It's actually both of them are involved. But again, he was the only one that the case had. The first CPS case is only on him. So when we found the information that included both of them, a CPS case was filed against her as well.
So what was on her phone? Did it have to do with, I don't want to get into too much, but what was on her phone? Did it have to do with her as it relates to her and her child?
Yes, concerning for her to be around her child, absolutely.
Okay.
And then considering her case that she's on as well. So with that being said, we have seen often that we work with that individuals and there wasn't really enough progress, and we don't feel comfortable with one, probation doesn't like to recommend revocation. But we have seen in drug court that a lot of our participants are getting credit for time served. So we didn't want her to just, get a JSAT and be done, because then there's no problems that are fixed. And then we have the concern for the son, because she will be able to go back and just be around him. That was what she was trying to do while she was on my caseload. So that is very concerning. If I could recommend revocation without the JSAT, I would. And I would like to. That's what I would like to happen.
All right. And Officer Garcia, you all are not willing to accept her back. Is that correct?
No, Judge. We worked so much with Miss Victoria, and it just seems like we hit a wall at this point.
All right. Thank you so much for zooming in on such short notice. I appreciate it.
Yes, Judge. You have a good rest of your afternoon.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So with her, it's going to be revocation. Are you still insisting that what phone was not related to you?
I wasn't aware the second time around that a CPS case was put on me. I've been in jail.
No. My question is,
It
are you
is-
still saying that what was on your phone regarding your child is unrelated to you?
No.
Okay. The court is going to revoke you. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will give you credit for any time served. The court will give you credit if you successfully completed inpatient treatment, because I see with some inpatient treatment, maybe through alcohol. If you successfully completed that, the court will give you credit for that. And the court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. I'll recommend the therapeutic community. I can't force them to place you in there, but if you request it, they will consider it. If you don't request it, they will not consider it at all. And I'll also request mental health while she's at the state jail facility. All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to get your life in order. If you don't, your life is going to continue to spiral out of control. Felony Drug Court is a good program. They work with you for 2 years trying to help you, and you still just want to do whatever you've been doing, which is not good for your son. I always tell people, you're an adult. Your son is not an adult. Your son is 100% dependent on you, upon you, and you're just doing foolish things. Good luck to you.